What you just heard was quality content creation, and might I add, it's South African content creation. And for a moment, upon seeing that, you wanna cringe. Oh, and by the way, that audio you just heard isn't audio; it's a video. But upon watching that video, you cringe. You ask yourself, why? Why would anyone post this? Why would they do this to themselves? And you realize they've got something that you don't. They've got confidence. They are entertaining. They know what they're doing. They're good at pleasing their audience. The person I'm talking about is Rehoboth. Now, a lot of you will hear that and go, Rehoboth? Who is Rehoboth? I'll tell you, because I too never knew who that was until a few weeks ago. In fact, it hasn't even been a month long, and here I am podcasting about Rehoboth. And by the way, it's her birthday today, so say happy birthday. This is just me commending someone, thanking someone, appreciating the work they do, because if you're making content creation in a, what can I say, in a community where everyone is doing the same thing, and you break out of that and you try something new, that's so amazing. And to me, it's really amazing, because when you break out like that, you end up finding what really makes you you. And that's the case with Rehoboth. I discovered Rehoboth on TikTok, and what's funny is that it wasn't a video, it was a live stream. And a lot of people know I don't watch live streams not more often, or more specifically, I don't watch TikTok lives. And that one fateful day, it was as if fate placed it right there. I've opened the app, and there's Rehoboth. Now, Rehoboth doesn't have any, any facial features that make her, go, hey, look at me. No, Rehoboth is basically your normal human being, or once you get to know her, crazy human being. She's a content creator based in what I believe Johannesburg, and if you go through her archives, you'll notice that she wasn't really always like this, but if you watched her in her beginning stages, you'd know this is where she was going. And I'm not speaking like she's hit her peak. Oh no, she's only going to grow, because her content is really amazing. Go check it out. It's Rio de Janeiro on YouTube and Rehoboth on TikTok. Oh, I'm saying this because she's really good at what she does, and I really want to tell you about that day, the day I found Rehoboth, or better yet, the day fate placed her within my content range. You see, I'm a person who does not watch that. I'm pretty sure I've said that already. I do not watch lives. I really don't care for them, and most of the time, if you're on TikTok, you know what I mean. People are just weird. It's either someone's writing names, because If you join their live, they're going to write your name, or it's some random teenager talking about the same thing any other teenager would talk about. But then there's certain people you run into that you don't expect to run into. When I ran into Rio, the very first thing I saw from her was a smile. And not just a smile. With that smile, there were sounds. Sounds, you ask? Excitement. She was excited. And you don't really see that as the first thing on someone's life, but with that excitement I tapped, she was reacting to a rose. A rose basically is, actually, let me not lie, I do not know what that is, but I spend money on it. I'm not proud of myself. I spent money on a rose to gift to Rio. Now, at that time, I did not buy any roses or anything, but someone else did. And when I went to check what the rose things were all about, this is like days later after I found Rio. But when I checked, it was like 1 rand 50 cents for like 3 roses, really cheap. So if you break that down, that's like 50 cents. So Reho is really, really happy for receiving 50 cents. Let that sink in. An 18-year, well, she turns 19 today. A 19-year-old is overjoyed, and when I say overjoyed, I mean overjoyed. She's literally screaming and she's happy and she's just so appreciative that someone took the time out of their day to gift her 50 cents. And there's something really special about that. The amount of gratitude she shows for something so little is really cool, because you don't think about it, but to someone else, that 50 cents could be a game changer. And I'm not saying that Rehoboth is poor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you don't know who sent that 50 cents, and you don't know, well, you maybe might, but you don't know what it took for them to get that. For literally other people, that 50 cents could have come from hard work. You, I don't know, got sent 10 rand by your parents, and it's the only money you have, and you decide you're gonna pour it to this content creator because you really love them, and they react with so much happiness, and it makes you really happy, and you wonder, why can't everyone be like that? It makes you wonder. Rehoboth is a very interactive person, and when I say very interactive, I mean she will literally read all messages in her chat, even if it means being behind. That's what she'll do, and I think that is flopping amazing, almost, or flopping amazing, and that right there should also just be enough to sell you on the person she is. She is just so bubbly, so chatty, and interactive, and no one ever feels left out if you're on a Real Boss Live, and it's really cool. But there are many people like that, so what makes Rio stand out? I also haven't found quite the answer, but for someone like me who doesn't consume live content, I'm always one to always be present for a Real Boss Live. You might say, oh, but MJ, you probably have a crush on her, or you probably like her. No, that's not the case. If I liked her, I would have made a move. And Rio has shown countless times by telling people that they are, quote, her brothers in Christ, she would not date anyone. I mean, she probably has, and she probably has a crush on someone. I don't know, but she isn't gonna date someone out of her chat. That is really weird. And if she is, it's probably someone that she's known or someone who's really really handsome. Yeah, but yeah, she doesn't do that. And so I always find myself there, and I don't know what it is. But I start realizing Rehoboth isn't just a great content creator, she's also weird. You might be asking what I mean by weird. If you know who I am and you know the things I do, the very first thing that comes to your mind is Michael is weird. And that is true. I will not dispute that I do crazy things most of the time. But for me, I don't really see the same out of other people, and when I see them stepping off their comfort zone, that's what I call weird. It doesn't look like Rio is stepping out of her comfort zone, but I feel like she's done it so many times that she's just comfortable with everything, to the point where she'll go out on the media and awkwardly sing, "Have you seen my?" I won't even do it. I won't even do it. No, no. But it's that that drew me to her even closer, and what would seal the deal on a friendship would be her taste in music. Now, for you to really understand this, I have to go back to my matric year, 2024, where my at the time best friend and someone who I still consider close friends till this day, Brandon, shout out Brandon, I love you, introduces me to Brian Barnes, a singer songwriter who makes really, really great music. I really recommend him for anyone. And he introduces me to the song Want You All the Time, a song I listen to till this day. A week probably does not pass without me listening to that song. And from there starts a very, very, very healthy love for Brian Barnes and his music, one that lasts to this day. And I've never actually been able to find Brian Barnes fans in South Africa. Like I've never seen them. I mean, you can see them online, but you'd never see them in person and around your age group or anything. But one day on one of the lives, there it is, Brian Barnes. I'd rather pretend. And for a moment, time stood still. Rehoboth was listening to Brian Barnes. What more do I need to know? I think it was about that time that's when I really got more invested, and I got the rose and I gifted her roses, because I was really appreciating what I saw, because I didn't see it out of most content creators. But here's Real, and she's so unique, and it's really cool. And she likes Brian Barnes. And that was that for me. So Brian Barnes ends up releasing a song with Eve Noir, if I'm saying it correctly. They released the song Heaven, and upon release I repost it on my IG, and what do you know? Brian Barnes actually likes the photo. I am so happy. I screenshot, and the two people I send that to are Brandon and Rehoboth. But I don't send it to Rehoboth immediately. I'll get to that. I send it to Brandon though. And on a Rehoboth live, I tell her, "Hey, Brian liked my IG story." and she was fuming, not like an anger fume, but then a playful fuming. Like she was a bit. I feel like she was a bit touched, though. I'd be touched, and that's where it all went from she's just a streamer to now my friend, as we just take shots at each other, eventually reaching messaging point where I would send her personally the screenshot and she'd fume. And besides that, it turned into a friendship and eventually a TikTok streak, which is not what I was expecting. But that just proves that she is a really great content creator. She knows her audience and she engages with her audience. That is one of the most important things in my opinion. If you're engaging with your audience, they are never, and I mean never, going to ditch you unless you do something really idiotic. She's unique with her content. She's funny. She's engaging. I will always say engaging because that's literally what she does 100% of the time. And she also doesn't take BS. But there aren't people like that. There aren't people who accept and just go outside the box, because if you're outside the box, you're finding new ideas and you're finding new things. And I think Rio found that, which is what makes her so great as a content creator. One of these days, I would love to have Rio on as a guest on the podcast. One can only dream that'll even happen. But we'll see. For now, I just want to say, Rio, you're doing really great. I do want to do a real retrospect on Rio one day. But for now, this is just Rio awareness, the brilliance of Rehoboth, because she is killing it. I don't know if I'm missing her Roblox stream. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, by the way, Rio. Happy big 19. You're really great. Awkward smile. In all honesty, she's really crushing it, guys, and you should really go support her. I don't know if she'll listen to this podcast. She probably might listen to like the first 10 seconds. But if Rio, if you have listened to this whole podcast, I want you to personally in the comment section type this specific message. Brian Barnes will like my posts. Then I'll know you. Then I'll know you listened to the whole thing. But otherwise, then I'll know you didn't. So yeah. But it's not by force. I'm not forcing Rio to listen to this. I'm just showing my appreciation. But knowing the person she is, she might consider. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. This was the brilliance of Rehoboth, and I just want you guys to support her, man, because she's going really far. I see her going very far, and it's also her birthday, so show some love. She's 19. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that she's hiding her age. I don't know, but I hope not. And if you're hiding it, I'm really sorry. Real, don't block me, and don't unfollow me. She follows me, by the way. It's not a flex, but it kinda is. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next podcast. Ooh, I don't remember what I used to say at the end of these. I'm pretty sure I had a slogan or a catchphrase. So I'm just gonna end it. Thank you.